Hello guys, Jide here. Today we'll be working on a very simple drawing app using Flutter. It's going to look something like the demo on my screen. Having very basic tools like Scribble, the line tool. Of course, you can change the color, the stroke size to get something bigger. Also, shapes like triangle, I'm sorry, rectangle and circle. Then the eraser tool. Yeah, so let's get down to the code. To successfully follow this tutorial, you need to have a basic knowledge of custom paints. If you do not have a basic knowledge of custom paints, I recorded a video previously on that, custom paint basics. I will be linking that in the description below. Please make sure you check it out before you continue with this. First things first, I have created a UI, basically like a UI for this. I should probably run it so you can see what we have. So I've written a bunch of code already for the UI. You can see the material hub. That's the home page, the drawing page. The drawing page basically is a hook widget. I'm using hook so I can access use states. And there's a scaffold. The scaffold. In the scaffold we have a stack that houses three things basically. First of all, the canvas, which is this, then the sidebar. So the sidebar, and the up bar. Um, so as you can see from the UI that I've created already, this is the up bar right here. Then the sidebar, that is coming from the side. And then we have the canvas, which is basically this smoke white background that basically does nothing for now. So our focus here would be the canvas. So this is the canvas. For now, it's just a container that will be basically building out very soon. So to start this, let's start by creating a custom paint widget. A custom paint that takes in a painter. You can come here, create a painter, call it sketch painter, extends custom painter, then create the override, sorry, the overrides. Here we can return true, and here we can put our sketch painter here. So for now, our sketch painter does nothing. So our custom paint widget is still basically blank. Everything is still blank. What we need to do, we need to capture the coordinates. So let's say we want to do like a scribble on the screen now. Immediately the user is maybe putting their finger on the screen, or like here raising a cursor, and they start moving the cursor around. We need to record every single coordinate that the cursor passed through and save it somewhere. That is how we are going to, draw whatever we need to draw. We use the coordinates to basically draw on the canvas. So to do this, we can either use a gesture detector or a listener. I personally would prefer to go the listener for this tutorial. But before that, let's wrap our custom painter with the size box. Okay. So the height and the width is coming from the drawing page, which is basically media query dot size dot width and media query dot size dot height. I think we all know what that means. Going back to the canvas, we need to wrap this with a repaint boundary. Then we can use a listener. So there are three major uh, functions that we need here. The on pointer down, on pointer move and on pointer up. So you might be asking that what do these things do? What do these on pointer down, on pointer move, and on pointer up do? So first, like I said, we need to record every single coordinate as we are moving the cursor. Maybe the cursor, if you're on a desktop using the web, or you're on your phone using your finger, or on the tablet using a, like a pencil, a stylus. So what these things do, the on pointer down is when the um whatever, let's call this cursor, this stylus, or this finger, let's call it the pointer. Whenever the pointer is down, so let's say you want to start drawing, you want to start dragging, immediately you put, let's say you click, that is the pointer down. So the cursor is basically down there, the pointer is down. Then the on pointer move is after you put the, you click, you put the pointer down, and then you start moving around. That is the on pointer move. And immediately you release. When you release, you let go of the pointer. That is the on pointer up. So we'll be needing all these three to get the coordinates and then maybe store, and then store them somewhere. So yeah, let's do this. So on pointer down, details. Um, so to get the position of the pointer, basically need to go through a bunch of things like find the render objects, then get when we get the render object as a render box, we can then get the position from there. So find render objects, render box, and global to local. So now we have this here. We have our offsets. We can copy this exact same thing and put here the pointer down, on the pointer move, sorry, and the pointer up, something similar, but we won't be needing the offset for the pointer up. We get to that later. So now that we have our offsets here, and we have our offset, we have our offset. So how do we store it? How do we store it? So personally, what I did was to create a model called Sketch. So here I have a class. It's an empty class for now. We need to, make it a model. So we need a bunch of things in this model. First of all, is a list of offsets. So each scribble, each sketch is going to have a bunch of offsets, a bunch of points, a bunch of positions in it, and also let's say color, for example, color and size. Constructor. Okay, so we have this then. We have our model sets, a list of points, color, and the size. So we start with that. And here, so what we need to do here, so what we need to do here on the canvas is to have two different things. First of all, we need to have a variable for the current sketch. So as the user is moving their cursor around, their pointer around, we need to have a variable for that stores that. And then we need to have another variable that stores all other sketches. So when I draw, let's say I draw a triangle now, it's going to get stored in the all sketches. Then I draw a circle is going to get stored. But as I'm drawing a rectangle, it's going to get stored in the current sketch. I don't know if I hope that's making sense. So I already created most of these variables in the drawing page. The current sketch and the all sketch. So they are basically use state value notifiers for sketch. Current sketch is a sketch, nullable, and then all sketch is a list of sketches. So we just start by populating the current sketch alone for now. So what we'll do for that is current sketch dot value because it's a value notifier sketch. So now we need to add all this, the size, the points, and all. So for the size, I think we should default our size to, let's say, 10. And then the color, for now, we can default it to black. So that means we don't necessarily have to put those two. We just need to focus on the points. So for these points, what we just need to do is to create a list and then dump this offset into it. Very, very, very easy. Very, very easy. So now that we have this, our canvas is still not showing anything when we move our pointer around. That's because we still need to implement the paints in the custom painter. So to do this, we need to take in a list of sketch. Let's call it sketches. Which should be required. So now we need to now act using this sketch. This sketch is how we are passing to our custom painter. So here, let's put sketches. Should be basically current sketch dot value. Oh, that's not gonna work. Okay. I guess we can do something like current sketch dot value is equals to null. And okay, I think that should work. Yes, yay, it's working. So now we still need to implement our paints, which is basically the major aspect of this. The custom paint is the major aspect. So first of all, the first thing we need to do, since we are passing the list of sketch, we need to look through it. Sketches. Final. We need to get the points in the sketch. We should be sketch. What points, right? So now, one of the things we need to do, we need to create our path. And of course, path.move to, which is always the first thing you do. So the first points, the x of the first point, and then the y of the first point. So now that's just the starting point. Next thing, we actually need to move the points around, move the path around, probably using line 2 or quadratic Bezier 2 or something. So for this, we need to loop through the points also. So first of all, we'll look through the sketches, then now we need to look through the points. Okay. Now we need to use path.graphic bezier too. PO PO.dx PO.dy, and here we need to do PO.dx plus P1.dx divided by 2. Oh, it's 0, not the O. P0 divided by 2, not 1. Okay, P0 dot the Y and P1 plus the Y. So now that we have this, we are basically almost good to go. But now all we just need to do is to do our canvas dot draw, which is the most important part. Paints. So color should be, since we're already having color property in our sketch, we can use that. And also the stroke width, sketch dot size, then stroke cap. I just prefer to have a brown stroke cap most of the time. So now we do canvas dot draw path, and hopefully we'll have something on our screen. So after reloading, auto reloading, nothing is happening. That is very, very weird. Let's do a little bit of debugging. Oh, okay. It seems we didn't implement the on pointer move. Oh, my bad. Okay. So to do this, we just need to do a list of points. Should be equals to current sketch dot value dot points. Yep. Then we add our current offset. So what we're doing here is we need to get the current sketch, all the points in the current sketch, and add the current offset to it. So we're getting all the points of the current sketch here, and then we're adding the offset that we're getting when we're moving to it. Okay, and now we do the exact same thing we have here, but here we do points. So now let's test what we have. Okay, so we have something on the screen. It doesn't look good, but I know the reason why. So we need to have our style to be painting style dot stroke. So now when we move around, we are getting something on our screen. Well, after drawing this, if we try drawing something else, the previous one leaves. That's because we still need to implement all the paths. Remember I said something like we're going to have we have the all the current sketch and the all sketches. So for now, we've only implemented the current sketch. So now let's go ahead and do the all sketches. First, we need to move this into, let's say, widgets, current, let's call it build current path, which reads on the widgets we have. So now we need to create a stack here. So build current path will be here for sure. I get an error here. Oh, there is no context. Oof. Well, that's okay. We just need to pass a context here. We need to panic. Okay, great. Yeah. So that's a start for the current. So now to build all path, that is kind of like the easier thing to do. All we just need to do, let's also do something like a widgets. Build all paths. Return. This time around, we don't need a listener or anything. All we need is just this part of the code. The paint boundary, the size box, and the custom paints, of course. And what we need to have, what we just have here is this time around is all sketches that value. Okay, so build all path should, oh, I think there's a typo somewhere. Now we just need to populate values into the all path. So to do that, we need to do that. We need to do it in the on pointer up here. But just to explain what I'm doing currently. So what I'm doing is I'm getting everything that is currently in the all sketches lists and then adding the current path, the current sketch to it. So this way, every time you do a sketch, it gets added to, the list of all the sketches. And now, if we draw, everything stays. We draw, everything stays, everything stays, everything stays. So the next part, after this, we've done, we just need to add, let's experiment around adding size and color to our scribble. So for this, I have the sidebar. Sidebar has it has all this that we need. Okay, where is the color? So the color, there's a color palette that I built already, which is this right here, the color section here. So I already have a hook for the color, which is this here, selected color that is coming from this sidebar. So from this color palette, immediately anything is selected, selected color gets updated at once. So all we need to do is just access this selected color, and here you can have color selected color dots value. Same thing goes for on pointer move. So now let's test what we have. So now I will just choose the blue, the material blue color right here, and try to move it around. Now we have the blue, change it to red, it goes, same thing. Green, we have green. If you want to choose let's say a custom color, can come here, maybe put in RGB here or something. Just move around, and voila, we have this color. Voila, we have this color. Yeah, that's about for the color. For the size also, there is this slider here for the stroke size. So this stroke size, everything is already down here. I have a stroke size that's coming from the canvas. The sidebar, the canvas sidebar, stroke size, the slider, stroke size of value is equals to new value in the unchanged. And then here we can just have just the same way we did the color. We can just have the size, stroke size of value. Same thing, they will move. So here, you can try using the material blue, draw something. Now increase the size, draw, it's bigger, increase the size again, draw. Now we have something really nice. So the next thing after this, I feel like the next thing that will actually make sense after this to build the eraser, since we can now draw on our canvas, also need to erase, right? So for the eraser, it's actually pretty simple. What I did was I used a regular scribble, right? So this is a scribble, let's call it a scribble. So I used a regular scribble, but I just set the color to be the color of the canvas. So when we have, let's say we set the color, okay. So we already have a session for the tools here, and the eraser tool is something like drawing mode dot eraser. So drawing mode dot eraser. So what we can do here is to come to this color. We do something like I think it's already passed here, which is drawing mode. So if this drawing mode dot value is equals to drawing mode dot eraser, then we need to set it to the canvas color. So the canvas color is coming from the main file. I already defined it here. So of course we need to do the same thing for the move. So we have, okay, it's loading. So we scribble here, stroke size, do this, and we do this. And now we need to erase. All we basically need to do is to just select the eraser tool and erase it out. So like I said, the eraser is basically a scribble also, but using the color of the canvas. So it blends with canvas, makes it look as if the previous sketch there is gone. Also, we have the eraser size. We can implement that also. It's basically eraser size is here. It's just the same thing like the color. So if the drawing mode is equals to count is equals to eraser in eraser size, its value, or is it the same thing for the okay on pointer down? So now we have the easy things ironed out. We have we have our we have our scribble and color, scribble with color, scribble with size, different colors, different sizes, and then the eraser, also the eraser size. Now the next thing would be to draw the line. So we have to do the shapes. We start from the line, and we go to the circle, and then we go to the rectangle. If you made it this far into the tutorial, please comment below on the things on the topics you want me to create videos on next. Thank you. So to draw the line, all we need is our first point and our last point, because we know a line is just the distance between the starting point and the ending point. So to do this, we actually need a variable here, a value here that tells us the kind of sketch we are doing. So since we are now having scribble, we are having line, we're having rectangle, and we're having circle. So I think it makes sense for us to have like an enum. Let's call it a sketch type. Scribble line, rectangle, and circle. Right. So now we can have our final sketch type. Let's call it type. So by default, it should be a scribble by default. Okay. So let's go back to our canvas painter. So now that we have um different types of sketch, scribble, line, rectangle, and circle, we ought to have a condition to handle every single thing. So we can use an if statement, or we can also use a switch. Or I think an if would do pretty good right now. So if the sketch.type is equals to scribble, then this is exactly what we need to put in there, right? Else, if the sketch.type is equals to, let's say, line, all we need here is canvas.draw line. So canvas.draw line, we need the first point and last point. So let's just create set first point. First point is definitely sketch dot point dot first. It's that simple. And then we also need the last point. Sketch dot point dot last basically. So put our first point here, our last point here. Oh, my bad. Okay. So now we need to let the sketch know that it's a line, not a scribble here. So we have the drawing mode already here, or we can just have type, right? So switch drawing mode. Case drawing mode dot line, for example. I want to return sketch type dot line. Case drawing mode dot let's say circle, return circle. Do the same thing for square, and then we do it, we have a default. So default would be, of course, scribble. So we have to copy out this code also for the unmove, sadly. The code can be cleaner than this. Can be cleaner than this for sure. But for now, I'll just leave it at this. So now when we select line, we move around, we get lines. Nothing but lines. Change the scribble, we get scribble. We'll change it to rectangle, nothing happens because we've not implemented that. Circle, nothing happens. So now let's implement the circle and then the rectangle. So now circle. So for circle, I think this should be fairly easy. Dot draw oval. Draw oval. So draw oval takes in a rect. A rect. So we can just basically just put our rect. Put our rect from points. Basically first point and last point. And I'll try this. We have our our circle tool working already. Custom painter is not all that scary. I mean, it is quite complex, but not all that scary. Everybody should try it once in a while. And then we have the last thing, which is the rectangle. Draw rects, I believe. Draw rects. Let's try rect and see if this works. So we will change to rect. Oh, yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. And also we can apply colors to this. And apply colors. And apply colors. Also change the size. Same thing goes for the circle. Apply colors. Apply colors. And let's erase. Make it be erase everything we have on the canvas. Okay, so that's that for this tutorial. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it or if you learned one or two things from it at least, please comment below. Let me know what you want me what you want me to record a tutorial on next. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. Bye.